means he would necessarily have to do what the people expect of him.
Yeah.
Yansan somado for kwaba. The intro in free on Muto. Anra, I mark the 44th anniversary of the June 4th celebrations. Now, owing to the memory of the late president, who happens to be the first president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, I wish to make certain statement. Ladies and gentlemen, have we asked ourselves certain simple questions as to why coup comes about? The National Democratic Congress, for when Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings emerged, the question we should ask ourselves, a day na yebetimi yesue free, sa a fanwa yesedo. But maybe before I go into that, let me first establish that coup d'etat is evil and has never helped any nation in whatsoever way. It is a trim say you were a soldier or whatever, and you're preparing to have such, ill decisions of wanting to overthrow a government. Rescind your decision, because coup d'etat rather sends us into the abyss of governance and never project the dreams and aspirations of any nation. But ladies and gentlemen, having established that, have we asked ourselves this question? Why Mamadi Doumbouya overthrew Alpha Conde in Guinea? Have we asked ourselves the underpinning reasons and contributing factors as to why Mamadi Doumbouya overthrew Alpha Conde? Now, for those of you who are not aware, Alpha Conde gave huge training to Mamadi Doumbouya. But in the end, he was overthrown. Have we further asked ourselves, why Assimi Goïta in Mali overthrew Ibrahim Keita? Where in some way trust you be say, where in some way say, maybe we can even ask ourselves how Traoré came to the scene by overthrowing Damida in Burkina Faso. Then we come home and ask ourselves why June 4th, 1979 was orchestrated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to announce that the underpinning and contributing factors are a coup. Those underpinning factors are a coup in the past, a coup in Mali, a coup in Liberia, I beg your pardon, in Guinea, a coup in Burkina Faso. Those underpinning factors, most of them are still existent in Africa. Now, Siabeka Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, I did Dimu Akwetene, the June 4th, 1979 coup. And for the records, any Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings na yes coup, because as at that time, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings had tried his own coup, which failed on the 15th of May, 1979. And it's happening in the men. The Emranu Amubabedi and the likes of Wachijani Penuphobiaka, they took to the wheels and made sure that they orchestrated the coup on behalf of Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. I did not come here to preach coup. But I came here so we can all think why coup comes about. And the reasons why, ladies and gentlemen, we need to provide solutions to this long-standing problem of Africa. And yama who do a nam swam ye coup no. And before can the function to us here. They are only reactionary instead of being proactive. And what train maku ni si and sana will blame one way ye coup no. But ask yourself, what caused the coup? Every civilian government has a common nightmare. Nini say, yen tunu abayin so no be any time. It's been a common nightmare for almost all civilian rules. If you ask Flight Lieutenant General Rawlins if he's alive, he will still tell you. Say it was all also maintaining because Damida, for instance, in the land of Burkina Faso, was a military general who had come to force through a military junta. And yet, Traore, who is still a soldier, came to overthrow him. The Supreme Military Council 1, whether it's a Champion Supreme Military Council 2, whether it's a Kufu, all those guys, Wamuba, to reign as soldiers, but it took another soldier in the person of Flight Lieutenant General Rawlins to depose them. Not only were their government toppled, they were deposed as well. But I don't know, Penny, I can say, we must attack the root cause of coup d'etat 44 years following one of the biggest coup d'etats in the history of our nation, orchestrated by Flight Lieutenant General Rawlins. Can I say, but with a heavy heart, send ye men nam swami ye coup so many years ago, send your money so even now. The moment say Ghana can before be bring suya de and free social. We need to talk about these matters because se Cuba se sia me fine. Because any time our soldiers will take over, Parliament in no organ of government works any longer. Anytime a military junta takes over the reins of leadership. I must be mad to think, say, coup is the best way out for Ghana. It is only a madman, ladies and gentlemen, who will say that I'm going to sleep, even though he sees his roof on fire. Those were the time when they for holding Yama. It opened to man, you check a credit better. Those were the what we call the Kalabule era. The boom crop for faso. High rocketing prices of goods and services. And can I say a necrompody and a man bought democracy in the past. I am only advising my nation. Says a Flight Lieutenant General Rawlins, one of the sites I see a Kaya Nam so many years cool say. And Crawford were home now because they took the laws into their own hands. And Crawford were home now because it became a point to say, and Kamiako said, woman many on there. And Crawford from home now because and Crawford do Esika no Median in Naka Carabin Alpha. Then that new kid came on the block. It is Flight Lieutenant General Rawlins, through whose momentous efforts our democratic credentials and gains have been consolidated. Because a free Sabrin Messina, there have not been disruption of any republic. From 1951, Edika to about 54, the second elections, 1957, Sabrano, Wahima, any governor, any this war. Then Ghana began a proper republic from 60 to 66. led by Kwame Nkrumah, 69, by Buzia, 79, JJG, Osandima, Liman, Free Honum, Mayaba, the Fourth Republic, a Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings and Kasa Shasia. In the Fourth Republic, we've had Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings as president, we've had President Kufuor, we've had Atamils, we've had Mahama, we've had Akufo, we've had 5 presidents in one republic. That is the longest time where Ghana to tasty democracy. Are you saying, ladies and gentlemen, that we should allow some disruption in this Fourth Republic? Certainly no. Are we doing things right? Let's ask that question. The president must answer that question. The ministers of state must answer that question. The soldiers must answer that question. The Speaker of Parliament and parliamentarians must answer that question. The civil servant must answer that question. Are we doing things right in our nation? Look at the pains of the poor. To the extent so be to make a hospital or what or any bad fam, yes in passa. What is the use of our gold if we cannot cater for beds in hospitals? Look at the state of our education. I'm afraid that form I didn't see a single number. How much is a door desk? How much? How much? And yet, ladies and gentlemen, baby, I'm going to that form no. Over 200 form no, not diamonds. Can I say this quickly? No military junta will take over the reins or comes to the scene if they are not invited by the people. This you don't know. Soldiers do not just act. How do the Omanfo call soldiers? When there's high hardship in the nation, soldiers get angry. When there's high impunity against the laws of our nation, soldiers get angry. When there's high corruption in our nation, soldiers get angry. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that if we do not want another coup d'etat, we must learn from our mistakes as a country. So that we don't attract a military distraction. The worst thing national security can do is say, they cannot do beyond that. Cannot crash our mind, cannot crash the national security coordinator, cannot crash the soldier from penny for, cannot crash the president. The nation is heading towards a ditch. So that we don't run this nation into an irretrievable ditch. The economic community of West African states, almost all the time, well, how saying here, they just gather. The African Union, they just gather. Argentina coup, yes. Argentina coup, yes. Then they decide, say, they'll give hard, if like hardship conditions to any fight, and through coup d'etat, and let's ask ourselves, Argentina, yes, son no kurampua, and I say, yes, shakurampana siensi, because the root cause is not catered for. In 1995, a man by name, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, together with the likes of Haruna Seku, the likes of Kwesi Pra Jr., the likes of Kwaku Bako, they took to the streets, actually the dancing government led by the late Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. And they christened one of the biggest demonstrations of history, Kumi Preko. Now, this I say, I didn't see a sempen in full way a demonstration. No more time, certainly no. So they took to the streets. And even though it was a civilian government that emerged from military, so many years later, our leading demonstration is the sitting president of the country. And I'm afraid to announce, ladies and gentlemen, the reasons for which he ran on these demonstrations, worse things are happening under his reign. Worse things are happening under his reign. Worse things are happening under his reign, and men are silent. Nobody is calling for disruption of civilian rule. But the point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this morning is simplicity. You want me to say that again? ana twetwe nwom ba umpa nwoma emohwerema akamfo wohumam yesi bibia nkoka papa enye kire de umpese ubete kire de a memfa bibi nkoka papa. To every effect in life there is always a cause. I am saying that, ladies and gentlemen, instead of always reacting to the effects of our nation, let's start dealing with the cause so that we don't get to a reactionary times. But what is even leadership? Briefly. Beyond coup d'etat and seminar, do we have a leader like Trial Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings? He may have his excesses, especially when he came to the scene through military regime or whatever. But how many leaders like Rawlings? How many leaders railway or no so far how many be no like Rawlings? How many leaders and then found so a leader or Nincrofortune said it like Rawlings? How many leaders, ladies and gentlemen, I know Timika say, I'm going to extend the biggest rural electrification of all history, like Rawlings. How many leaders, I know what Dr. Manford, like Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings? Unfortunately, they no more care and have the heart of Rawlings, but Pesamin Kumya and Mim Kurono Dream Ketasha Prayer Kankain and Adokrum what said Okobra. So Encrophone Ukra, leadership do not care. Encrophone Sacra, leadership do not care. Sacrophone in Nikra, leadership do not care. Say Petronid is a word in cry. Leadership, and so many free checks for food, they do not care. Say damn boy, ministers, presidents, they do not care. One with the damn free ministers, and also the damn free, they do not care. Sankwadanya suku papa nkwa, they don't care because one man kwa yesuku ni binti yesuku romu nyeni ye. So what from our hospitals, they don't care because they are not enough of beds because some money are citizens of foreign nations. They fly over to America, to UK, to France, even not China, so that they can go and conceive there. So they don't care about our hospitals. And no Anna erupted like a volcano. No a soldier form. So why should that happen in the land of gold? In the land of diamond, in the land of oil, in the land of cocoa, in the land of manganese, in the land of all these natural resources. Why should that happen? I don't know, pay. Now, a person may catch a national security and say, and Yama, I can dephobia, ya, Muamunim. Say, bet me do a harbano. Mamu Yanke high, and because you receive appointment from those leaders. Mon leaders, Nenim, Namon Siangom. Now, how see a national security for? You are the first threat on the line. A soldier from penny for. Any apostle from penny for. So, man, penny bit is so that's a bit of threat. Now, man, one in Koya, motion and Muntiano. Now, Sabi, so how we see the first people, are those people. Politicians, I can see them walk from her. Ministers. You could be president, you could be vice president. Because of how we see the first people they set for. Not me. What I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, in essence, is rather to help you. It's rather to help the presidency and help the ministries. So, because of my team, you were good. I am a mystery. Many sure see your gold. Many sure see your diamonds. Director, what am I saying? I don't know if you tell you anything. Many sure say you were good here because if I measure the pains of our people in this country, that's a catch. Let me say you were so good here. I wonder. Instead of building a nation, we are building political parties. I'm ending in a minute. And what they say, they build your minor, yeah, they build the MPP, yeah, they build the NDC. It's in this country, MPP has a bigger stake than Ghana, NDC has a bigger stake than Ghana. It's Ghana, it's a pro, but the political parties are flourishing by day. See, but this is what I'm saying. If it's a clear advice to the political heads, it's a clear advice. Say, yempeku in any nation, the leaders of that very nation must avoid what attract coup. And I say this without fear or favor. Say Ghana, this is not the first time I'm saying it. Say Ghana or Malia, and come and say Ghana, Guinea, and Kamamadi Dumbuya will not see this nonsense watch. But you see, as soldier, foreign and civilians, you know, we are cool people, we are collected people. We don't want to destroy our fourth republic because you're brain and so we have no evil intentions to do that. And we will never do that. But the fact that Ghana for your imagination will distract civilian who interest in mono. When you do that, you call for a military intervention and it will distract the fourth republic. This is a word to a wise, and I speak to you in truth and simplicity. I remain the voice for the voiceless and gatekeeper of the nation. Otu Darko. National security should take you. Soldiers take you. High corruption brings evil. It's and say on mine and son stay on. Right after the break, we'll be back.